Now, shunning has become a really serious problem, and quite rightly so. And I'm just going to introduce this before I go into the result in Norway, where obviously Jehovah's Witnesses lost the case. I shall go in and explain a few parts about that. Defending Jehovah's Witnesses, yes, but sadly the policy has caused them so much trouble because they adopted a wrong policy back in 1952 to 54. This organisation here, so this organisation, Advocates for Awareness of Religious Abuses, it's called AAWA.co. Says here, mandated shunning is on the rise around the world with devastating effects upon millions of people. Our primary focus is to get people to tell their stories about being shunned. These stories will then be instrumental in helping to change laws one country at a time. Victims from 6 groups are being investigated at the moment. Jehovah's Witnesses, Exclusive Brethren, Baha'i Faith, Amish, Hasidic Jews and Scientologists. So they're the ones that they're focusing on, and they believe that this affects around 50 million people. Now in amongst Jehovah's Witnesses you could say it's around about 10. So they're the different ones that are being investigated, and obviously in the Norwegian court, obviously this issue was the big issue and its effect on the children in the families, and that was the big focus. And so what the court wanted, they wanted Jehovah's Witnesses to bring more evidence to the table, because last year it was established that Jehovah's Witnesses didn't qualify to be re-registered as an approved religion within Norway because of this problem. So Jehovah's Witnesses have been, and I'm going to update this, there's a couple of videos on here that will give more information on this, but Jehovah's Witnesses have been changing their teachings on disfellowshipping. I'll just outline them very briefly. So the criticism of this organisation here is mandated shunning. So there's lots of individual shunning by people in families across the world, isn't there, from country to country. Yeah, there's many a family where certain members won't talk to other members. So this goes on everywhere. And it also mentions in this article that it's also a problem in political organisations and groups. So it's not just a problem within religions, the shunning, but it's mandated. In other words, the organisation you belong to tells its members, you mustn't do this, you must shun these people, or you must do whatever. So that's the problem. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses have changed their rules. The trouble is, Jehovah's Witnesses themselves are a bit slow to recognise it. Their branch offices in different countries are slow to recognise it, as I will explain with regards to Norway. And it's something that's been done for 70 years in Jehovah's Witnesses organisation. So it's a kind of a bad habit. So what they've changed it to is voluntary shunning. Now, so if you want to shun someone, it's between you. It's your voluntary decision. There's no longer a rule about it. It's the same with blood transfusions. It used to be more mandatory and it's been made more voluntary. So it's a voluntary thing. But a lot of the people, the grassroots religious people, the members in the Jehovah's Witness Church, are still in the habit of it being a mandatory issue. So in their minds, they may think, oh, I've got to shun, I've got to shun. Someone like myself, who's been a witness since 1973, I never approved of the shunning. There was this personal thing. I never approved that people should be shunned. I thought that if someone was disciplined, then fair enough, but I didn't think it was right to cross over the other street or not speak to them. I felt it was wrong. I don't feel that Jesus taught shunning in any way, shape or form. So I was always personally against it. And I experienced being disfellowshipped and shunned myself. And since I returned to the Jehovah's Witness religion, I have prayed regularly about the shunning issue being resolved, that they stop throwing people out of the religion. It's called disfellowshipping. So I've been praying about that. I've also sent letters to the branch offices of Jehovah's Witnesses and the governing body explaining why I feel that that policy should be changed. So it's not just governments such as Norway and that group there trying to persuade people to stop shunning. There's lots of individuals feeling that way as well. And I wasn't the only Jehovah's Witness who felt that way. There's lots of rank and file, ordinary members who feel that way. But some of them feel pressurised to do it, which obviously is not helpful. Now, what Jehovah's Witnesses did in 2024 was they changed the rules. They brought out a Watchtower magazine in August that said basically that shunning is voluntary. They did an announcement about it from a governing body members in a talk in March 2024, and they hinted at it in January 2024. So basically we've been told it's no longer mandatory. The Watchtower article in August also said that the disfellowshipping policy by Jehovah's Witnesses, which leads people to shun, is being got rid of. It has been shed. It's gone. It was officially removed as a disciplinary policy in November when the magazine article in August was actually studied by the congregations. It officially became. It's no longer. Jehovah's Witnesses don't disfellowship. The policy has gone. So anyone who goes back into our literature or videos and makes claims that this is what they do, that's what we did. But the problem we've had is within our own organisation, Jehovah's Witnesses, is that the governing body have made a decision to cancel it. They've told people that mandatory shunning has ceased, but the people haven't got the message. The people who haven't got the message are Jehovah's Witnesses in general in the congregations. Their elders, even their branch offices, haven't really got it clear, as was exposed in the Norway branch office. In fact, someone made a written comment about it, someone who's like an ex-witness or someone reporting, said that they felt that the Jehovah's Witness lawyers in the trial were incompetent. Now, why would you go and appeal a decision without new evidence? If there's evidence that's been presented against you that caused you to get deregistered, why would you not bring in new evidence to prove that it's been solved? We have now changed our policies so that we qualify to be registered as an approved religion again. The legal department failed to do it. In fact, they made a number of statements confirming what I've just said. They're confirming that the arrangement's been stopped, it's been changed. The trouble is, they were not convincing enough to convince the court that it was true. In fact, they were accused, of course, by all the ex-witnesses there that they were lying. Oh, you're lying, that's not true. And then evidence was produced, such as a video made back in 2016 that's been taken off the website along other videos, because yes, Jehovah's Witnesses are getting rid of that, but of course that's a stain, isn't it? So anything before January 2024 referenced is out of date. It's a bit like going on at me about my ex-wife when I was divorced to her years ago. It doesn't relate anymore to life now. My life has changed. And so the same for the Jehovah's Witness organisation. But the problem is the leadership, the governing body, have made it clear in their broadcasts, but the message hasn't filtered through properly. So I have some suggestions for them. I've written a letter to them making my suggestions that they're a lot more public about it so that people really know. Not only the rank and file Jehovah's Witnesses and each branch office, but also and the Watchtower organisation with the CCJW, because they're all interconnected. They must know, but they need to make it clear to the worldwide media. They need to make official statements, but that's an internal matter, isn't it? So a lot of people who are saying, well, we're going to get rid of Jehovah's Witnesses, they're going to get banned or deregistered in lots of countries. Yes, it's a possible threat, but I believe that if Almighty God supports Jehovah's Witnesses, then he will direct and guide them to get it right, to sort it out. And that's where God's Holy Spirit comes in. So if Jesus really does approve of Jehovah's Witnesses, which I believe he does, then this matter will become more clarified. And obviously, when it's clear across the world, then obviously the opposers, obviously people who are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses are hurt people. They're hurt by what's happened in the past because of the shunning. In a number of my videos, I've said to people, contact them. Why, if you don't like the shunning belief, then why don't you contact them? Contact your family. Put them to the test. And if they say, we've got to shun you, say, well, according to Gaz on his videos, that's not the case. And according to your own watchtowers, it's not the case. You can personally choose to speak to me now. Be more connected. So there it is. So summing it up, basically, mandated shunning has ceased, but people haven't got the message. The followers, the congregation members, the elders, the branch offices, the different parts of the Jehovah's Witness organisation, the Watchtower Society, the CCJW, but the governing body have made it clear in their speeches on jw.org that they've made that change. There is something else I'm going to criticise, and that is on jw.org. It has not been updated, and there is information on there that's out of date, and so it's misleading. And unless that's rectified as well on jw.org, then if Jehovah's Witnesses go back, the court will just refer to one of those articles, and Jehovah's Witnesses will still be in the problem. So it's my genuine belief that those brothers who made testimony in the court were telling the truth. They've been told it's been updated. They've spoken it. No one's believed them. So they've gone home and they've been kind of badly slandered. But that's very unfortunate for them personally. There it is. So a video that I've been dreading to make is done now. If there's any update, which there will be eventually, I will let you know when I find out myself. I think what happened was that the brothers in the governing body wanted to introduce this kind of quietly and make a very slow, gentle transition. And of course, it's kind of backfired, really. But look, we all make mistakes. The most important thing that we can do, and the dear brothers at the of the governing body, I'm going to put a little video on the top that tells you about what the kind of men they are and what their history is. It's really, really interesting. It's 7 minutes long, and it's just a very nice one. It gives you the background to the men in the pictures, rather than all the nasty criticisms and slurry remarks that you'll see on YouTube. But that will continue because everybody's got their own reasons for what they do, haven't they? So thank you very much for watching. Take care. And hopefully I'll see you again. You can subscribe as well. That'd be nice. You can make comments, obviously. I get a lot of negative comments. I'm sure if you've gone on the comments section of a lot of my videos that have become quite watched, then there's often quite a few negative comments made. That's fine. Express yourself, that's fine. Thank you very much. Take care.